In this video, we're gonna talk about the 10 roads that you would never want to drive on. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. For car enthusiasts, driving over challenging roads is always an accomplishment worth attempting. Imagine yourself driving along a scenic route, admiring the scenery. When you come around a bend and the road becomes narrow, the strong winds cause your car to careen off the edge. You might perish on one of our lists of the top 10 most dangerous roads in the entire world. You are in for a journey, as these dangerous roads around the world will have your heart racing, so fasten your seatbelts. Due to hazards including steep slopes, narrow passages, and rough terrain, as well as their remoteness in the event of an accident, some roads are just riskier to drive on than others. Here are the 10 roads you would never want to drive on. So let's start. Number 10. James W. Dalton Highway. The Dalton Highway is more widely referred as such because of its remote location, which frequently appears on lists of the world's most perilous highways. The 414-mile road, which is designated as Alaska Route 11, bears the name of the engineer who oversaw its construction as a supply route for the Trans-Alaska Pipeline system. Huge trucks traveling between the city of the Fairbanks and the northern oil fields generally use the two-lane, basic gravel route. Drivers are strongly advised to only travel with survival gear, such as provisions and warm gear on board, due to the route's steep gradients, the fact that there are only 3 towns and fuel stops along the entire route, and the extreme polar weather conditions, which include limited visibility and necessitate the constant use of the headlights. Number 9. Sichuan-Tibet Highway. The journey may take up to 15 days, so don't be in a rush. The road starts in Chengdu, Sichuan on the east and ends in Lhasa, Tibet on the west. Views of the area's towering peaks and scenic landscapes will be enjoyed by drivers who brave this death trap. Thousands of people who have died on the Sichuan-Tibet Highway throughout the years, and even the smallest error could prove fatal. You could go along this high-elevation route amid wide landslides and magnificent scenery. You can experience challenges on this ride, such as rock avalanches and landslides. Number 8. Fairy Meadows Road. This mountain road ranks among the most hazardous because its 10-mile hand-carved section, which has not undergone any maintenance since it was constructed by the villagers hundreds of years ago, is uneven and unpaved, rises about 3,300 meters above the sea level, and lacks guardrails. Fairy Meadows Road is also extremely narrow near the end by the village of Tatu, making travel on foot or a bicycle necessary. For much of the route, it's no wider than a 4x4. Number 7. Atlantic Road. One of the most beautiful drives in the world. It was named the best drive in the world by The Guardian in 2006. The road is also where Sichuan-Tibet Bridge, also known as the Bridge to Nowhere, can be found. Its approach resembles a ramp leading up into the sky. It feels precarious to be on this road because it's so close to the water. Make sure you are ready for it all. This one will definitely be a roller coaster. The brutal waves of the Norwegian Sea frequently crash over the road during stormy weather. Number 6. Stelvio Pass. Over many kilometers, the Stelvio Pass in Italy drops in a zigzag pattern. One of the highest passes for driving in the European Alps is the road. The route, which Top Gear named the best driving road in 2008 and boasts an amazing 48 hairpin curves, is undoubtedly the most twisty, but not necessarily the most dangerous on our list. Being able to focus is essential, so be careful not to let the breathtaking alpine scenery derail you. Number 5. Guollang Tunnel Road. This road, which was manually curved by residents of the almost cut-up Guollang in the province of Henan in the 1970s, is one of the most hazardous in the world, since it's known as a stretch that does not put up with any driving errors. The tunnel, which is about 3.5 meters wide in spots and barely big enough for the two automobiles to pass each other, requires a laser focus on the road ahead. Sheer drops are made worse by severe weather that frequently covers the road in fog and causes mudslides. Not to mention that it's unclear how structurally sound the entire route is. Number 4. North Yungas Road. This road is among the deadliest in the world, with a high mortality toll. Through this one-lane track, you must first climb 4,650 meters before dropping to 1,200 meters in order to reach Caraiko from Lapis. Because of the rain, fog, and muddy trails caused by the water runoff, the risk factor rises during the rainy season. Dust and rock falls make the summertime just as dangerous. Around 200 to 300 persons are thought to perish every year in the crashes involving buses, lorries, and other vehicles. Today, one of the most well-liked pastimes for travelers is cycling along this road. It has no guardrails and is just wide enough for one vehicle, putting you at risk of falls of up to 2,000 feet. The situation is made worse by meteorological conditions like fog, dust clouds, rain, and reduced visibility due to the mudslides and waterfalls. The North Yungas route, also referred to as the Death Road, was declared the most perilous road in the world. The good news is that a new route has been constructed, and as a result, it no longer has the title of the most dangerous road in the world. Number 3. Skipper's Canyon Road. Because of its characteristics, it's reasonable that the route was built between 1883 and 1890 during the gold rush. The route is so small that if the two automobiles are traveling head-to-head, one car may have to travel backward for 3 kilometers before finding a space wide enough to pass. Did they give this route the name Skipper's Pass because if you fall into the river below, you will become the skipper of your own car? Possibly. A special permit is needed to travel on this scary road that was carved out of the cliff face because it is so dangerous. The 16.5-mile route, which is in the southwest of the New Zealand, was manually dug by miners more than 140 years ago. Even your auto insurance won't be honored if you drive on the road because it is so hazardous. Don't forget your camera. The drive is absolutely worthwhile because it offers some of the most breathtaking photo opportunities. It's made of gravel and relatively narrow, despite being incredibly scenic. The Skipper's Canyon will put your driving skills to the test with its winding, narrow roads, high elevation, steep grades, and twisting hairpin turns. When taking on this one, it's crucial to be ready due to its unusual and distant location, as well as the poor road conditions. Number 2. Siberian Road. Through Siberia, this unpaved Russian highway passes. Temperatures drop so low during the winter, which lasts for 10 months, that it becomes impossible to wear glasses because the metal will stick to your face. Mountains, forests, deserts, and more are all traversed by the route. Driving conditions deteriorate over the summer when the frozen road changes to mud. The road is covered in mud in July and August, engulfing automobiles. Motorists have no choice because it's the only highway that leads to Yakutsk. Since the road is remote, having emergency supplies on hand is essential in case you become stranded. Fun fact, only this road outside of the Antarctica has ever recorded the coldest temperature. Number 1. Bayburt D915. This 66-mile long road consists on 29 hairpin bends with no railings or barriers to prevent cars from plunging off the edge. DangerousRoads.org have recently named it as the most dangerous road in the world, beating Yungas Road in Bolivia due to its risk factor. Parts of the road are closed during the winter months due to the snow blizzards and treacherous weather conditions. This road will test the skill and courage of all drivers, and there is no room for error. Avalanches, landslides, and heavy snowfalls are just some of the obstacles you will face when tackling the world's most dangerous road. Bayburt Highway is a working road used by the local driving every form of transport. The road is a true highway to hell and has taken numerous lives in the recent years, therefore being given the title of the most dangerous road in the world on our list. Which of these roads would you dare take on? What do you think of our video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.